Union Budget 2024 was just presented in Parliament by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. With me is President FINA, the industry body. This is the apex industry body of Assam and Northeast. With me is FINA President Mr. Bajrang Lohia. His first reactions, what are the key takeaways according to him as far as the Union Budget 2024-25 is concerned? Mr. Lohia, your first reactions, how is this a bit for growth and performance?
I will say this is a growth-oriented, long-term budget which keeps in mind the fiscal discipline and the Honorable Finance Minister has presented a very well-balanced budget and a long-term perspective has been kept in mind. The fiscal deficit, as in the interim budget, it was projected to be 5.1%, but now with the buoyancy in tax collections, the fiscal deficit has been pegged at 4.9% of the GDP, with a target of bringing it down to 4.5% next year. So that augurs well for the economy, that fiscal discipline will be maintained. As government has mentioned, they have few priority sectors they have taken into consideration. Farming being one of the first priority. As we know, Northeast and Assam, mostly we have farming as a major activity. So I believe that with focus in farming, Assam and Northeast will get benefited out of the schemes which they are going to bring in farming. With high yield varieties, they are going to release 100 high yield varieties. So we have to see what kind of seeds are coming and whether those will be feasible for Northeast. So that we have to see. And then government, as we know, a lot of spending on the infrastructure. Northeast especially needs a lot of infrastructure, so we are going to get benefited of that. Rural housing and urban housing, so both the government is focused on that. So rural housing, we need a lot of rural housing in Assam and Northeast, so I'm sure we are going to get benefited out of that. Assam flood mitigation, they have announced that they will give some assistance, but it has not been spelled out. So we have to see the fine print, what kind of fund or assistance is coming to mitigate the flood, which is year-on-year calamity for us. Mudra loans has been increased from 10 lakhs to 20 lakhs. So as we know, in Northeast, we have small entrepreneurs and small industries. So they stand to gain with the limit increased from 10 lakhs to 20 lakhs. MSME credit guarantee scheme they have announced, which is already there. So our first generation entrepreneurs and industrialists can avail loan without a collateral, which is always a big problem for first generation entrepreneurs, and even a third party guarantee is not required. So I urge all the banks who are operating in Northeast to really come forward and extend these loans to our new entrepreneurs.
I'd like to ask you, we didn't hear much of Northeast, much of Assam or Manipur or anything like that. We heard a lot of Bihar and Andhra Pradesh this time. A little disappointed there?
See, these, I would say, are the compulsions of a coalition government. And Bihar and Andhra Pradesh has found mention. There's no doubt on that. Northeast specific, no announcement has been done. But for Northeast, I can say that as far as industry is concerned, Honorable Prime Minister has announced already a very good scheme in the form of Unnati on 8th of March with a capital outlay of more than 10,000 crores for the industry. So that was announced pre-election, pre-budget. So that scheme is already a very good scheme, and I am sure with that scheme, lot of industries and investors from even outside Northeast are now interested to invest in Assam. So we must thank the government for that scheme.
How would you rate this budget? Was this budget on expected lines? Of course, the tax regime being changed up to 3 lakh rupees, no taxes under the new tax regime.
Yeah, it's more or less we can say it was on the expected lines. The stock markets have been doing very well, so government keeping that in mind, they have increased some taxes on that. So government believes that when stock markets are doing well, they can put some taxes on that. So long-term capital gains, they have increased the holding time as well as from 10% to 12.5%. They have increased the tax. So, but the corporate tax they have maintained. So overall, I would say it is on the expected.
And we also have reaction of Finance Director Sandeep Khaitan on today's budget.
To me, honestly, the budget is on expected lines. We have seen Nirmala Sitharaman ma'am maintaining fiscal fiscal discipline over the years. So she has done an excellent job in this budget. It creates a roadmap for the next 5 years for the Modi Sarkar and the government's roadmap for 2047, as it has been saying, a 25-year roadmap. There has been a tremendous emphasis on capital expenditure while putting focus on education and infrastructure building. Education, there have been a lot of pointers with them, which includes students 3% discount on interest on students' loans. There has been a lot of capacity building measures in education loan. For industry, we are happy that the tax regime has been maintained. We have seen market buoyancy over the last couple of years, which includes a lot of people who have made a lot of money in day trading and investments. So there has been some capital gain increase in the two segments, which has been partly offset by the increase in the deduction of income from capital gains from 1 lakh to 1.25 lakhs.
And also the personal tax slabs.
Personal tax slabs for the salaried come as a measure of relief, both increase in standard deduction and rationalization of the tax slabs up to 15 lakh rupees, which is very welcome. And I'm sure it will benefit a large number of salaried people, as the finance minister said, 4 crore people are to benefit from that.
And we also have reactions of Netfeed General Manager Bikash Agarwal.
First reactions, you think this is a budget for growth? The focus areas have been there, 9 priorities.
Yeah. So actually, this is what we were expecting from the budget, that since they have now, the new term has begun, so for 5 years they have ample time. So they have, it's a forward-looking budget, more towards the infrastructure development and the 9 priorities which the Honorable Finance Minister has mentioned. Those have been very well covered. So we hope that things would be improving and the infrastructure development will surely happen.
There was a lot of focus we saw on jobs, on youth, on women, farm sector. So you think this is the budget to keep the momentum going as far as the growth story of India is concerned?
It seems that they have tried to keep a balance between both agri as well as industrial development as well as technological developments. So they are trying to keep the balance. So this is what we expected and this is what is being presented. Yeah.